Hey everyone, Crosstown Gamer here, bringing you another exciting episode of Cuba Libre. And I think we're on episode 9 now, and so hopefully we can get through this somewhat quickly. I'm going to try to just jump right in here, but just to remind everyone, we're playing against the bots. I'm playing as 26 July, and currently we are right on the cusp of our victory conditions, but remember, against the bots, we need to actually make it to the last propaganda card at victory, and there's still 2 more in this deck. So don't know when those are coming up, but probably one is fairly soon, I would imagine. And yeah, so here we go. Let's get right into it. So we are eligible, and Directory are eligible, and the card that came up is Radio Rebelde. So we're up first. We can shift 2 provinces, each 1 level toward active opposition. I mean, there's already quite a few places out there at active opposition, and I'm hesitant to actually cross our victory threshold right now because a lot of the non-player flowchart conditions are such that they will check to see, oh gosh, is the player at victory, and if so, then do this extra nasty special thing to kind of dogpile on them. So I think we're kind of opportunists at this point. At any point in time, we could just do 1 more thing or 2 more things and just cross that threshold. All we need to do is really plop a base down and we'll be over the threshold. So if this were the last propaganda card and we were up, I would say we just plop a base down in Las Villas and be done with it, and we would win. But since that's not the case, there's another propaganda card up, and we don't know when it will come out. I want to hang out right on the cusp of victory, so I don't think we actually want to do this event. And yeah, it's bad if the government or syndicate do this event, but they're not eligible right now, so I'm not too worried about that. So instead, we're going to, I think, do a operation with special activity. We're not worried about our opponents doing the event, so we'll go ahead and go here. We have a ton of off-board guerrillas because the government faction had ended up attacking us last episode and removing a crap ton of our forces there. So we're going to do this, and I think we're going to rally. So we can rally in any provinces or cities without support. Oh darn, because I did want to rally in Pinar del Rio to kind of build up our forces there, but it does have support. Yeah, I guess alternatively we could use this card to just knock out some support in the cities, but I'm thinking we need to get these guys on the map. Most of the provinces have opposition, so I think we're okay to do that here. If there's a base, we can place twice the guerrillas and twice the population. Twice the bases and twice the population. Or we can flip all of our guerrillas underground. And we do have a base here, and so twice the population is 2, and twice the bases is 2. So we could put 4 guerrillas there, and that would be enough to give us control back, which would be great because then the DR would have fewer opportunities to dismantle our infrastructure. So I think we're at least going to go here. And keeping in mind we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we've used 4 there. And we have 7 resources. We're going to go there. I think we're going to go in Las Villas so that we can... we could build a base right now, but it would just be by itself. So I think we're just going to plop down another guerrilla there. That way, next time we can finish off our last remaining base. And then we could rally here, but it would just do 1 guerrilla. So this has a base, so I think we want to actually go here as well. And then we can march in or do whatever we need to do to take control of Oriente in the future. So I think we're going to do those 3 locations. That'll cost 3 resources. 1, 2, 3. And we are just going to place our troops. I think we said or not troops, guerrillas. We said 4 here. No, 4 here. We'll get the pawn out of there. And so in Matanzas now, we have enough for control. So we can just flip this over and call it good. Great. So that was 1. We just get a single there, and then twice the population is 2, twice the bases is 2, so that's 4, and we only have 3. So we can optionally take from somewhere else on the map. But, you know, I kind of like this setup that we have here. I think it's good enough. So we're just going to do the 3 rather than the full Monty. Okay, so that was our rally, and now we can optionally infiltrate. So, let's see. Oh, getting a call. Okay, declined. In a space without support, with or next to an underground guerrilla, we can remove or replace a cube there. So, a space without support, with or next to. We can just remove or replace 1 cube there. Police first. I'm trying to be careful with the language because I think I messed up this before. So, for example, Santiago de Cuba doesn't have support. The other places with cubes do have support. So this would be the only place we could do it. We could remove or replace. So we could end up getting a gorilla in here from somewhere else on the map. I think it might just make sense to just remove. It says police first, so we got to do that one. And take any cash. Darn, all the cash is on support spaces, so we can't do that. But we can remove this, and that will be our infiltrate. And that was our action there. So now the Directorio are going to play. They have some special instructions for Radio Rebelde. They say if 26 July is a player, that's true. Choose Ops and Special Activity instead. So that's what they're going to do. Can they terror in an active space? No. I believe they need control, and all the places they control, or all the spaces they're even in, are passive. They can't assassinate a government base. They don't have 6+ guerrillas. They don't have any bases. Attacking would remove 1 to 2 pieces or would add control. Okay, I think this one is true. They are going to end up attacking our... I should have foresaw this or foreseen this. Any spaces with gorilla and enemy. They can activate all the gorillas, roll a die. Okay. And they can ambush, so they'll automatically be successful. So if they remove 2 pieces, that would give them back control. So it looks like yes. The answer is yes. They will attack in up to 3 spaces with enemy. Only 1 such space exists. So they will ambush. And yeah, none of this is super important because only 1 such place exists, and it's going to be there. They're going to get control back. So they'll attack here. Since they're ambushing, it's an automatic success, and they only have to flip 1 gorilla. So we'll do that, and they will take 2 gorillas out. So they get control back. I still think that was wise because all that was there was a base before, and now we at least have some more. We spend a resource to do it, but we have some more stuff going on. So this did cost them a resource, I believe. Let me just triple check. Attack, 1 resource per space. They didn't need to roll the die because they did the ambush. And remember, the ambush just guarantees success. And they can replace... they can add in a gorilla as well. Place a directorial gorilla, but they don't have any, so they're not going to do that. Next, we will check out the next card. So we got Sanchez Mosquera, and government is eligible first, so we'll see what they do. Probably the event. And then election is up next. Place one guerrilla in each city versus... Okay, aid plus 10. Yeah, I'm sure they want to do this, but they're going to be ineligible. More than likely. Ooh, this is a government momentum. So until next propaganda, assault treats mountain as city. Oh, right. So their assault, the government's assault, is less effective in the mountains. It's 1 for every 2 troops versus 1 for every cube. So this effectively treats all mountain spaces. And the mountain spaces are the brown ones. So Las Villas, Sierra Maestra, those are the mountain spaces. It's not really going to be that beneficial to them anyway because they're not in any of those spaces. But let's see. Do they have any special instructions for Sanchez? I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it there. So, looks like they will do the event. They get this government momentum card, and we'll put it up here so that we remember. Not that it will matter. And they get to treat assault as city. Now, that does change their flowchart a bit, because now they're going to do operations and special activity all the time versus doing the event. But we'll see. I bet the prop card is coming up soon anyway, so they're going to do that. And then the next eligible faction is the Syndicate. And so we did the event here, and we're going to do the operation special activity with the Syndicate. So if we take a look, could they add guerrillas where the casino has no guerrillas? No, they have no active guerrillas. Or they have no available guerrillas, excuse me. Syndicate would march to empty EC with cash. Nope, they can't do that. Available plus closed casinos greater than cash on map. They have 4 cash on the map. And they have 1 available and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 closed casinos. So I guess, yes, they will construct, place new casinos where there's already 1, or otherwise in a random spot. And if we recall from our construct, it'll cost 5 any cities or provinces that government or syndicate controls. So the government controls Santiago de Cuba, but they already have 2 there. Camagüey, they already have 2 there. They already have 2, they already have 2. So that's going to be ineffective. And so what we end up doing then is saying, okay, well, construct, they can't place any new casinos because there's no available locations. So if none, whoop, then they're going to do terror. If July 26th is a player and at victory, nope. If government is at victory and a player, nope. If neither, in 1 city or province with either opposition or support. So they need, in order to do terror, they require any spaces with underground guerrillas. So they could do it here. They could do it here, or they could do it in Havana. Those all have support, so that's actually good for us. So what they're going to do is activate 1 guerrilla and shift it 1 level toward neutral. So this is going to benefit us because it's going to hurt the government player. So they're just going to do it in 1 city with either opposition or support. It looks like they have effectively 3 options. They could do it in Camagüey, in La Habana, or Havana. So I think I'm going to do a die roll, and it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2. So it's going to be up here. They're going to activate their guerrilla, add a terror marker. Man, this is really hurting the government player. Wow. So they'll do a terror marker there, and they'll flip this over from active to passive because it goes 1 level toward neutral, and that's going to subtract 6 from the government player's support. So they're going to go all the way down to 11. Brutal, because Havana has a population of 6, I believe. Yep, okay. Great, so they've done that, and then just to make sure, because the syndicate is funny about their cash, I don't know if there's... Nope, nothing about the cash. Then, the corresponding special activity is bribe. So if Mafia offensive, no. I think that's a special capability. Then, so this is a no. They're going to bribe in order to take cash versus 26 July or DR at Open Casino first. And then, okay, let's look at bribe. I don't know if we've done this one yet. Any space, syndicate resources, -3, remove 2 cubes, remove or flip 2 guerrillas, or remove an enemy base. Okay, so there's a period here. So they're going to do this regardless. And terror also cost 1 resource. So when they did that... Oh, they can do it multiple times too. Yeah, for a maximum of 2. So we need to do that one more time in... We already did it here. We can do it in here or here. So we'll roll one more time. I should have done it where I rolled to see which space wasn't selected, but oh well. I was going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So at 3, we're going to similarly do this, and that's going to hurt. I think this only has population of 1. Yeah. So we're going to flip this and add a terror marker. They are all over the map now, the terror markers. Okay, so that cost them 2 resources. Now they're going to do the bribe, and it's going to be a -3 resources. So let's do that first, down to 37. Then they get a choice: remove 2 cubes, remove or flip 2 guerrillas, remove an enemy base from a selected space, transfer any cash removed if desired. So their flowchart here says, in order to take cash, I think they are in control of all the cash, so they're not going to do that. Then they're going to bribe at a Open Casino against 26 July or Directorio. I think the only place with an Open Casino that has either of those troops or forces is going to be at Camagüey, so that's what they'll do. And they'll remove these 2 guerrillas here. So bummer, our cheater guerrillas are no longer in Camagüey. That's too bad, but honestly, no skin off my sack. I just don't really care. So we already paid for that. That's great. And I don't remember if we paid for I think we did pay for the Directorio's move, so we're good there. Next, we will adjust eligibility, and we'll go again. So that was Sanchez Mosquera. Next card is going to be election, followed by Rolando Masferrer. All right, so election, government player would be up first. They're not eligible. Then Directorio is up next. Election is the event. Let's check for anything here. I don't see any special instructions, so they will do it. They will place 1 guerrilla in each city. Oh, they can't do that. So it's an ineffective event, which means that since the event is ineffective, they're going to do special activity instead, or operation and special activity instead. So Directorio, I know we just did this, but terror in an active space, nope. Assassinate a government base, nope. 6+ guerrillas available, nope. Attacking would add control. No. So then they're going to march. So they'll march to the highest population city or province where able to take DR control from where they have the most DR guerrillas with just enough guerrillas. So essentially what that means is they could either march from here into here, this like hornet's nest, or into here. Same with, because it's adjacent spaces, they could go from here into either Camagüey or Las Villas or Oriente. Then here they could march into Sierra Maestra. They want to go to the highest population place. So I think that's going to be Las Villas because that's the highest population place that they're adjacent to. And they're going to do it from either here or here, Matanzas or Camagüey. There's only one, like if they spared a guerrilla and marched him, that would eliminate their control. So they don't want to do that. They want to march with as many pieces above control, and they never want to get rid of their last guerrilla. That's what it says in here. So, right, it does say that, right? From where it's just enough. Oh, I think it's, I was just reading this somewhere where it's like, oh yeah, they do not remove DR control or last guerrilla. So removing from here would get rid of their control, so they can march in without their last guerrilla. They can march in with 3. That would be enough to not take control, but at least get rid of my control. So I believe that's the place they're going to go, because here they're not even going to do anything. Nothing's going to budge. Down here, oh no, it's the highest population place where they're able to take control. Here they would be able to move in 6 things. Oh, and sure enough, there are 6 things there, so they would be able to do the same thing in that location. So it looks like this isn't quite what they're able to do, because they're not able to actually take control. So they're going to do from, I just don't know if they're going to do it if they're not able to fulfill this to the fullest. Like they could go in there and remove my control, but do they want to do that, or do they want to skip to the next one? Let me pause. Okay, based on my interpretation of what the rules say, since they weren't able to add their own control, they're going to just skip to the next bullet. So most DR yet to move to a space closer to Havana. So the place with the most DR guerrillas is Oriente, and they're going to go closer to Havana. So this will cost them 1 resource, and then they'll just march. So 1 resource per destination, and they'll march in. If they're going to where the guerrillas plus cubes moving into the new space exceed 3, then they're going to activate them. So that's what they'll do. They're able to move 6 in. They're going to go from here. Oh, did I grab that? That's 5. Okay, 6 into 6. And these are all going to get activated because they're moving in a big old group. So we'll do that. And then their special instruction, or their special activity that they can now do. So 6 of them there. Let's pay for it. 1. Their special activity for March is going to be to subvert. And so they're going to do it. The first one isn't true because we're not at victory. They're going to try to remove the most support and otherwise do it at the highest population. And they're going to any DR controlled province, that's 3 of them. Here, here, and here. Oriente has the highest population, just so we're aware. They're going to add the population to the directorial resources and set it to neutral. So that's a bummer for us, but that's okay. So neither applies. They're just going to do it at highest population. We said that was going to happen at Oriente, and they're going to set it to neutral. There aren't any neutral spots, so this goes away. Our thingy goes down 2. This goes back. So that one's neutral now, and they get the resources equal to the population there, which is 2. So they'll pay 2. And that was their subversion. That was this. Next, we can choose to do the election, which is place a guerrilla in each city. I just don't think it's worth it right now. So, no reason to do that. Now, we could swoop in to Oriente with a march command, and that would allow us to take control there. And with our control, then we could start to do some more dastardly things. Alternatively, we could rally and place that base, and I think that might be the best option. Because we could potentially retake control of this and place a base if we spent 2 resources to do that. Let's see. Is that what we want to do? Because then we could infiltrate. Yeah, I think that's what we want to do. So I know we're getting lower and lower on resources here, but we're going to rally here and here. So here we can rally for a total of 4 guerrillas. There's 4 here. So that's good. And that costs 1 resource. And then we're going to do it in another square. So let me just move that over. Oh, geez. I'm making a mess. Okay. We are going to go here. We can replace 2 with a base. Do they have to be underground? I don't think so. Replace 2 with a base. It doesn't say underground. So we can take our active one, replace it here with our base, and we will get a point back because we added a base. Moreover, we retook control here, big time. And so, I know we keep going back and forth here, though. Eventually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if they took, okay, they can't retake control with an attack. So I think we're actually safe from them again. Do we want to do it anywhere else? We don't. We still have 2 guerrillas. We could place them in Sierra Maestra. It would cost a resource. I think we want to save our resource, so let's not do that. So now we can infiltrate. So space without support, which would be Sierra Maestra. No, space without support is going to be Santiago de Cuba, and it's next to an underground guerrilla, so we can again remove a police there. It would be great to do it up here, but that space has support, so we can't infiltrate there. This goes back. That was our special activity. And I think we can get through 1 more card. Let's try it. So we did election. Now we'll do Rolando. And this will be perfect. So we'll end on the prop card, 3rd prop card. Just want to make sure nobody's like teetering on the edge of victory here, because that would just be devastating. But nope. So government's going to go first, and they have a government capability, or not capability, momentum card. So that means that they're not going to play the event, even if they otherwise would, which they otherwise would. And so, does government base or city lack control? No. Troops, police? No. They've got it. They've got it in their spots there. Is there a spot where 26 July plus directorios at an EC exceed cubes? No. We're not in any of those. Assault plus special activity would add government control. No, they're not in any places where they don't have control. So this is a no. They're going to sweep then. Man, they're like not in any places where we are. This is kind of nice. So they'll sweep. The sweep is at any cities or provinces. Oh wow, they can just do anything. Okay. Okay, so they could like move in and sweep to adjacent spots. So they might do that. So they'll sweep. There aren't any. Oh no, there are, but it's not underground, so they won't sweep in Pinar del Rio because that's not underground. They could sweep. There's none of those underground guerrillas there or there. Move in up to troops needed to activate all guerrillas or add government control. And then they'll activate all basically 26 July. So they're going to try to move into here, it looks like. So how many, what's the control looking like here? They have 7 things in La Habana province versus 3. So they need to keep 4. It means they can move in 3 things. And so they'll just do their best, I guess. It doesn't add control. It does take away our control. Again, this is one of those situations where it's like it's a half measure kind of a thing. Like they can move in. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to do this because they can move in, but they can't activate all the guerrillas. Well, I guess all guerrillas able, and then add government control. So I guess they still will. So they can do it there. They could also move from here into there. So they get, let's make sure. Yeah, they don't need like support or anything. So it'll cost them, they get a maximum of 9 resources to do this. So they're going to do 8 resources worth because we're at 4 on the US Alliance track. So 8 will bring us down to 17, I think. Because they're going to do it here to try and activate our people here and then activate our people here. So they can move 3 in without losing control. And do they move in? Yeah, it's troops. So they'll move in troops into Matanzas. That should eliminate our control. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 versus 7. Yeah, that's just enough. So that goes back uncontrolled now. Where is it? There. But no big deal. Then they're going to sweep there, which means activate 1 guerrilla for each cube. So there are 3 cubes, so they can activate 3 guerrillas, which they will do. And then down here, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 versus 2, which means they can move also 3, and they will do so. And this is a mountain space, and their government momentum says that, oh no, assault is treated as mountain. Right, sweep is in the forest, which Matanzas was not a forest. So they'll sweep here. They will reveal our 3, I want to call them warbands, but they're guerrillas. So that's sweep. Then they will airstrike, remove a base or close a casino. So airstrike any one province or EC. They're going to remove any active guerrillas or base. Base is last. So there aren't any bases that are by themselves. So they're not going to be able to remove a base. They could close a casino. And closing a casino, it would have to be alone as well. There is a spot where they are alone, but that one's already closed. And there's another spot where they're already alone, but they're closed there. The other spots have underground, or they have guerrillas, syndicate guerrillas. So they're going to remove guerrillas where there are cubes. And within 1, 2, 3, they're going to target us first. So they do have a couple of spots where they could remove one of the guerrillas there. And I think if they did it here, they would actually gain... No one would gain control. Sorry, that's patently false. So they could remove a guerrilla, and he just outright kill a unit. So it has to be an active guerrilla too. I didn't realize that. So they're gonna go and try to remove either a guerrilla here or down here. Let's do another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 thing. Pay no attention to the green one, 5, 6. So down here, they will just pluck off one of these active guerrillas. That goes back. Man, a lot of stuff is happening in this phase of the game. Things are really heating up. So the syndicate did a special activity. Now the government did. The syndicate can now operate on the event. I don't think they will. They probably have special instructions. Rolando Masferrer. Right. Interesting. Am I missing it? Should be here or down here. I guess they don't have any special instructions. Wow, so they're just going to give the government another momentum card. Wow. Yeah, I think they will. So they'll do that, which is pointless because it's going to go away immediately, but they'll do that. So government now has 2 special things they can do but they can't really do anything. So propaganda card's up next, followed by Herbert Matthews. So on the next video, we'll go through the propaganda card and probably get, a sizable chunk of the way through. We'll do at least 1 or 2 more cards. And yeah, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. The next propaganda card is the last one that is going to have an impact on the flowcharts and how things unfold. But I think we're in a decent spot. The government player is not even close to winning anymore because of their lack of support up in Havana, which maybe I botched something here. No? Yeah, what? Yeah, I guess so. So they're way down there. It doesn't look like they're in contention for winning. Directorio is only 2 away, so... Oh, I think I needed to adjust. I'll worry about that in a second. I don't think they're actually that close to winning. The syndicate player we do have to watch out for because they could just open up all their casinos and then bam, like the game would be over. I don't know. We're going to have to start actively closing a bunch of casinos and focusing on getting ourselves above that victory threshold. So I think we're actually in a decent spot to win this game. I hope so. If not, though, it was a learning experience for all of us, and so had a great time. I'll end here, and I'll recheck control and victory conditions and all that, and then I'll reset this. Then I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.